Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria. I hope you're all doing great. Welcome to my channel if this is the first time that you've been here, and welcome back if you've been here before. So today I would like to share a very simple spring decor piece using Dollar Tree items. Now to begin with, I will be using these two Dollar Tree wall decor pieces. The first one here says spring is in the air in this really pretty gold foil writing. And then they have one that is the exact same print, only instead of the writing in the center, they have this adorable bunny. So the first thing I'm going to do is where the jute twine is, and this would be to hold it up if you were hanging this on the wall. I'm just going to turn the sign around and I'm going to pull both ends through so that the jute twine is very snug in place in the front of the wall decor. And then in behind, I'm just going to tie a knot, and then with some hot glue, I'm just going to hold these in place in the back. So I will do that to both of the wall decor signs, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now you can position them however you want, but I have my spring is in the air sign on the left and my bunny on the right. Now I'm just going to lay my one sign down, and with my hot glue, now you could also apply some E6000 glue, just a little bit here and there, just to make sure that these signs stay adhered together and they're not going to go anywhere. So you just want to run a bead of glue all along the right hand side of the front of the wall decor piece, and then I'm going to take my second sign with my bunny and I'm just going to stand it up on that bead of glue, just like that, and then I'm going to hold that in place until it adheres really nicely. Okay, so I have finished gluing my signs together. Now you need a little bit of patience when you are gluing these together if your signs are not completely flat. Because what you'll find is when you go to lay the one sign on top of the other, if it's not completely flat, you're going to have a gap and it might not glue well together. You just want to get enough that the sign is going to stay in place. So once that's dried, you then can always go ahead, turn it to the back, and then add more glue. Now I would recommend that you add it to the back, because this way if you don't do it absolutely straight, you're not going to notice it. Whereas if you add your glue to the front, then you may have a little bit more come out, and then if you go and try to remove the excess, it may rip the front of your sign, which you don't want. But it comes out great. Just have patience with it and really take your time and make it really nice and neat, and it's going to look great. Now if it does bother you, and you always want to make sure you're using the hot glue that is clear, not the yellowish one, because you'll notice the glue. Whereas if you use the clear one, you don't notice it as much. Just make sure that you fill in that gap and it's going to look absolutely fine. If it bothers you that you see the glue there, you can always take some jute twine, make a jute twine braided rope. That's just taking 3 pieces of jute twine, braiding it, tying a knot at the top and the bottom, and then gluing that in the seam there. And that'll cover it, and it will go with the sign, being that we have the jute twine at the top. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to see, because usually stuff like that really bothers me. I really like it to have a really nice clean look, but honestly it glued together really nicely and it doesn't bother me all that much. But I may decide to add that jute twine rope. Next, I need a base, because what this decor piece is going to be in my home is a candle holder. And so I need to have a base where I can sit my candle holder onto. What I'm going to be using for that is some Ready Board. Now normally I would have the full sheet, but I have so many extra pieces of scrap left over that I like to use up what I have. So since I am making 2 of these for my home, I'm hoping out of this piece that I will be able to make 2 bases. Now all I do is I just take my Ready Board and I place the signs right on the edge of the Ready Board. Then you just take your ruler. I have just a long piece of wood here. Anything that'll give you a straight edge. Then you just take your pencil, draw that line, and then you are going to cut out a shape, which is a triangle. Once you have the piece cut out, I have some decor top liner, and this is the one with the sticky back on it, and it looks like the wood grain, and the color is in walnut. I'm just going to cover my Ready Board with this just to give it a nicer look. Once I've covered my Ready Board, then I'm going to take my hot glue, place my signs on top of that Ready Board, and then glue that down. So I have covered my Ready Board. Now you just want to make sure that the top of the Ready Board looks really good and that there's no wrinkles in it. The bottom, you don't have to worry about it so much because it's going to be facing down and you're not going to see it. So once you've covered the Ready Board, then you could just run some hot glue. You may want to put a little bit of E6000 glue just to again keep it really adhered to the Ready Board, and then you're going to just place your signs on top and glue that down in place. Okay, so my signs are glued to my Ready Board. Now when I was thinking of this spring decor, what I really wanted it for was to be able to place a candle in the center or on top of the Ready Board, and just to have this really pretty sign in behind. Now with that, I wanted to also be able to add some decor to the base here on top of the Ready Board. So whether it be some spring flowers, some baby's breath, or even some decorative little eggs, but I wanted to be able to have something in front to kind of keep everything together so that they wouldn't fall out. So what I decided to do was make what looked like a picket fence. I think with this print, it would just look so fitting to have this little picket fence enclosing the front. So what I'll be using to make that are the Tumbling Tower game blocks from the Dollar Tree. Now in this box, you do get 36 pieces. So with that, you would be able to make 4 picket fences should you decide to try this DIY. Now, that would mean that I have used 9 blocks to make up the fence. So I have 5 blocks going up and then 4 blocks in between. Now, in this box, you have the light colored wood blocks, as well you have dark color, so chocolate brown colored blocks. When these first came out, I noticed that they were all this color. Then I hadn't seen them anymore, and then when they came back out, they were mixed with the dark and the light, which I think is really nice. I probably will be making a few more of these, and so if I do, I could make up a couple in the dark, a couple in the light, and then if I wanted to, I could also spray paint them whatever color I wanted. I still haven't decided which color I want to go with. I was thinking the brown, but I'm gonna go ahead and make one and spray paint it in the white to see if I don't like the white better. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue my blocks together. and then we'll move on to the next. So now I have finished gluing my fences and putting them together, and I did say I was going to show you the different colors. So this one here I just made in the plain wood, and I think this would look really nice with it because the background of the sign behind the flowers and the writing is kind of a weave pattern, and it has the little bit of cream in it, so I think it would really look nice with this type of a fence. Now I did say picket fence. It is not a picket fence. It's more resembles a gardener fence. Now the gardener fences do have another row along the top and then another one along the bottom, but it's the closest thing, and I think it really looks cute in this piece. I also did one in the brown with the brown blocks, and then I made a second one and distressed it just to show you the difference, and I think it looks adorable when you distress it. I think that one would look nice as well because it goes nicely with the base here in the center. Excuse me. And then the last one I did was in white. I spray painted it white, and I was going to go with the chocolate brown, but I think now I'm going to go with the white. I just think it really brightens it up, and I will be adding some peat moss in behind with some decorative eggs, and I just think that against the white it will really stand out nicely. And there. It looks really cute. And again, I distressed one. Now with this one here, it's a little bit harder to tell on camera, but it looks really cute as well distressed, and I will use it distressed on my decor pieces here. Now I did say I was going to make two, and what I'm going to do is one of them, because I will be adding jute twine to my pieces here, but I will only add it to one of them, and the other one I'll leave it plain just so that you can see the difference in the end result. Now with this, all I did was take the jute twine from the Dollar Tree. I measured the length, so instead of making separate lengths and then gluing them on, I will be going along the bottom, around to the back, up the back to cover the glue, and then down the center to cover that as well. So I just estimated the length of that, cut 3 equal lengths, and then you just tie a knot at the top, you braid the jute twine, tie a knot at the bottom, and there you have your jute twine braided rope. So before I glue the fence on, I will glue the jute twine. Once I have that on, I will glue my fence. I did say I was using this as a candle holder, to display a candle holder. Now, what I was originally going to use was this one here from the Dollar Tree. I just really love the color, and I thought it would look so pretty with this piece. And I definitely could use this one. I would just have to make sure that my fence is glued right along the edge, and this would definitely fit inside. However, it is a little bit taller, and I want to be able to see the writing. So what I ended up going with is this glass candle holder from the Dollar Tree. It's so beautiful. It looks much more expensive than $1.25. It's a nice thick glass and a really nice design on the front, and it is shorter, so this way you can see all of the writing. And I think the glass looks really nice with this piece, and I can push my sign in a little bit if I choose to, but I probably will just glue it to the edge so that I have more options of different candle holders that I could place inside just to change it up. So I will add this to it. I also, in my last haul, purchased these mini butterflies from Craft Decor. You get 3 pieces in a package, and they come with a clip on the back. And I will be adding a couple of these to the top here on my jute twine. Now you could add, Dollar Tree has so many different types of little critters with the little clips on the back. You could add whatever you want. You could also add some wallet size pictures if you want to display a special someone's picture with the jute twine here. So I figured I would just explain to you what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and put everything together. Once I'm done, I will then put some, as I said, peat moss at the bottom, some decorative eggs, and show you what this will look like displayed in my home. So here I had to make it a little bit shorter. It was a little bit longer than I wanted. So all I did was I just took my rope and then I made another knot and then just brought it down to where I want that knot to sit. So that'll be perfect. So all I'm gonna do is just take my scissors and cut off that first knot that I made. Just like that. And then I'm going to finish off with my glue, gluing that down. Okay, so just to show you how I went about gluing the jute twine, I started at the bottom and I went across the bottom. Now I went over the glue line where you saw the glue line, so at the back you will see the shelf liner on the bottom. However, when I went to the front, after I went over the corner, I did bring the jute twine to cover the front so that you don't see this shelf liner. When I went over the other corner, I went back up again. So in the back, as I said, on both sides, you do see that shelf liner under the jute twine. Once I got to the back, I went up the back and I went over top of that glue line once again so you don't see the glue. Then I went over the top and then down the center. I measured where I wanted my knot to end, cut off the excess, and glued that in place. Okay, so to glue my fence, I just take a pencil, I position my fence in place where I want it to sit. Now I do have it right on the edge up against the jute twine, and then I just take my pencil and to the left of the post I just make a mark. Once I've marked out each post, to the right of that mark I will add a little bit of hot glue, and then I will position my fence in place and let that dry. Alright everyone, so here are my spring decor pieces that I am presently using to display a candle inside, I guess a large candle holder, just a little bit different using the Dollar Tree signs. I knew that when I saw these signs I really wanted to incorporate them into my spring decor. The gold writing is just so beautiful, and the colors is just that nice pop of color to brighten up your home. Now, as you can see, the display piece on the right, or the decor piece on the right, is the one where I added the jute twine to the back, the sides, the bottom, and the center. The one on the left, I did not add any jute twine, and as you can see, it looks really pretty just the same. The only difference is that you have to be really good with applying your glue. As long as you keep your lines nice and straight, and you can really place your piece, your signs, right on top of that glue, and you know, clean it up as best you can before it dries, then you'll have no problem and the piece will look really nice. I, however, really like the one on the right. I just think it really finishes up the piece, especially in the back and along the bottom. It just looks a lot more finished, and it's what I will be doing to the one on the left. But I just wanted to again show you that even without it, it still is a really pretty piece. I went ahead and added my candle holder to the center. I added some floral moss. I had said peat moss, but this is the floral moss from the Dollar Tree. And then I added the decorative mini eggs, and I think that they look so pretty. And then with that little bit of light, you get the glitter on the eggs. It just comes through so much nicer. I also, to the one on the right, added an LED silver wire light strand from the Dollar Tree, and you can't see it very much right now, but when I do turn the lights off, you just get a nice glow on the bottom and through that floral moss. Then my final added touch was the butterflies, and I absolutely love these butterflies on this piece. The colors are just so pretty, and they really match the butterflies that are on the sign as well as the eggs that are on the bottom. I love how the bunny looks as though he's looking directly up to the pink and then the yellow butterfly, and then those smaller ones on each side of the larger one just really finish it off really nice. I am so pleased with this. I'm glad that I was able to use these signs in a different way. I mean, they're beautiful on their own, but I kind of wanted to make something just a little bit different, and I really am pleased with how it turned out. And I really hope that you all enjoyed this spring decor DIY. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and as always guys, you take care of yourselves, and I so hope to catch you in my next video. Bye bye.